Hello, my star family. I hope you guys are doing well. If you're new here, my name is Petra, and welcome to Rockin' with the Stars. We are so happy to have you join the Star family because we are what? Blessed and highly favored over here. And if you believe that as well, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And also share to all the people you know are blessed and highly favored. All right, now let's get right into this pick a card reading. Hello, you guys. Welcome back. I know it's been a week, but I do want to start off and tell you guys first, before I get into the reading, that it has been an emotionally intense week. And yeah, I just wanted to start off this reading sending, love to anybody who may need it at this time, because I feel like me being so sensitive, an empath, I'm sensitive to the energies that are around me. And it feel like it's like, in a sense, I was tapping into the collective. Hold on one second. All right. But yeah, it was like, in a sense, like I felt like I was, whether it was me tapping into the collective and that's how the collective was feeling, or just the energies through like the planetary alignments and stuff like that. It just felt like I was getting so many different emotions. It's like I was in a roller coaster of emotions, from fear to just feeling, just internalizing a lot of the emotions that were coming up, from me feeling like I'm not doing enough, because obviously I have my job that I work at in daycare, and it just felt like working there for the week, it just felt like everything was just going wrong, everything was out of my control. And obviously, if you have a classroom in a daycare, you can take that personal. You're just like, why can't I control my classroom? Or why is it always something? And that's how that week felt. It just felt like it was just one thing after the other. And it was just like, after one bad thing happened, another bad thing happened. And in that state, I was just like, obviously getting feedback from everybody around me. But I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I'm in a baby room. I'm taking all of this. So that's why I've just been away. So I really just, not to get too much in a tangent, I just wanted to send you guys love, because yesterday was the day that I started coming out of that, and I was just like, I feel a lot better, but I did have to feel my emotions, and I did have to not bypass it, because there's a reason why those emotions came up. So it's up to me to like understand, but not trying to internalize, um, not trying to think logically about them. Just feel your emotions and then release them when you feel like you need to release them, because it's not going to be on the time where everybody else wants you to release it, And everybody can look at me like, oh, like this is a different kind of energy you're in. And it's like, yeah, not every time I'm going to show up all happy and dandy. Like, no, I don't wear a mask when I'm not feeling it. When I'm not feeling 100%, you're going to see it, and you're going to feel me not at my 100%. So yeah, I just want to send you guys love. If you guys had like a tough week, intense week last week, um, and yeah, I feel like that's why I wanted to come on here and give you guys this reading, because it's well necessary. It was well needed for the collective. And especially if I was tapping into the collective, feeling fear, and just all these emotions that were coming up regarding self-worth issues, not feeling like you are capable, not being confident enough to pursue whatever goals and targets that you may have at the moment. I'm here to tell you, I'm here to be that reminder that you are enough. You are capable of great things. And yeah, it's time for you to believe that. Like, yeah, you can have your moments. You can have that fear. We're human. Fear is going to come up. I don't want nobody to think that, oh, fear is just never going to come up. No, I have the reminder that fear is still here, And it's up to us to become friends with fear, and not just like, allow fear to just cripple you. No. Because, yeah, sometimes your dreams can get so big that it's even scary, but that shouldn't stop you from pursuing your dreams. All right, but now, so let's get into this pick a card reading, okay? This is pile one. This is pile 2, and then this is pile 3. So take a moment to relax, all right, and choose with your third eye whatever card is speaking to you right now, whatever spirit animal is speaking to you right now. And I'll read out the card so you can have a better understanding of what all 3 cards are being shown. So for pile 1, this is the cat, and it's all about independence. Okay, it says you are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. So this is for pile number 1. Now for pile number 2, this is the loon, and it's all about intuitive. You being an intuitive. It says, listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. All right, so that's for pile number 2. And now for pile number 3 is the bee, and that's all about community. It says, you are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. All right, so go ahead and meditate on whatever card is speaking to you right now, whatever spirit animal is speaking to you right now, and whichever one it is. I have all the timestamps right down in the description box below, so go ahead and take the moment. This is going to be our silent meditation, so take however long you need. If you need to pause it, go ahead and do that just now, and I will see you guys later. All right, pile number 1. So you chose cat. Let's get right into it and see what it says for cat. It says curious, confident, clever, elegant, affection, independent, intuitive, mysterious, selective, supernatural, stoic, many lives. Cats are unpredictable, independent, and mysterious creatures. They love the night. Cat people are highly selective when they choose friends and would be advised to guard against being so picky they become reclusive. Cat as totem brings psychic gifts and creativity. Cats are in constant communication with spirit and bridge the world of the seen and unseen. Who has not witnessed a cat looking around an empty room as though following a ghost? They will shuffle away from unsavory situations and step away from problems. If you are a cat person, pay close attention to the felines in your life. Reach out with your questioning mind and ask them to share their secrets. Listen to the intuition they share. Watch their body language. Learn the subtleties. Cats are healers. They live in the now. They are natural yogis. Place them on your lap and pet them. Their counterclockwise energy rotation will mingle with your clockwise spin and neutralize negative energy and set the world right. If cat is your totem, you are blessed with many lives and many chances. Remember that your supernatural insights will guide you. Pamper yourself like the cat and remember how good it is to just be your content self. Contrary, have you become isolated because of being too selective? Has laziness made you forget your zest for living? Have life's challenges got you up a tree? Don't let the dogs bug you. All right, pile number 1. So we already got, the gist of, you guys coming up for that cat, like with you guys being an intuitive and you guys being selective and cautious with all the people that are coming around you. And I feel like that is a great thing to do, especially now. Like I told you, that the energies, you know, if you are very sensitive to all the energies that are around us at this time, you know, you do have to set those boundaries, and you do have to be selective with who all is coming around you and who all has access to you. So, yes, pal number one, that is exactly so. But like I said, be mindful if you're being too selective, you know, because sometimes it's not everyone that comes around you that is out to get you. It can just be it can just be the fear that is trying to shake you away from friendships and relationships, you know? So don't allow it to be fear. Like I said, fear was a huge thing that came up for me, and it's been a minute since I felt that kind of fear, and I was just like, oh my goodness, where did it come from? You know, so in order for you to tell the difference between if it's fear or if it's actually your heart and your intuition telling you, it's best for you to sit in in a quiet space and actually ask yourself, ask yourself the questions like why, because once you ask yourself why, the first thing that comes up, it'll be like, oh, is it an ego thing, or is it a heart thing? Is it a fear-based thing, or is it actually what I want to do that I'm just scared of everybody around me, and stuff like that. So it's just like, be intentional with asking yourself what the roots of the situation can be, or the root of whatever question that you may be having on your head, on your mind, what the root of it is. Because there's a reason that it's coming up. And it's up to you to decipher whether it's fear, whether it's actual intuition in a heart-based decision, or if it's ego. All right, but now let's see. What does pile number one need to hear during this season? Okay, let's see real quick. All right, pile number two. Oh, cards just can't coming out. Let me get one more card, Spirit. This wants to flip out too. All right. So the first card that decided to come out is the card number two, and it says, see with your heart. The time is now to hear the messages. Pile number two. So I'm already seeing a synchronicity right now. So you guys may be seeing 222 a lot. Or just number 22, or if you are a life path 2 and a life path 22, then here's the synchronicity in itself that this is the message that you were supposed to hear right now. All right, so Spirit is already telling you exactly what I just said. See with your heart. Be mindful if it is a fear-based decision or it's actually you listening to your heart. I know I give advice all the time of people, doing meditations and stuff like that, but I know what helps me is me talking out loud. Like, it don't have to be nothing in my ear. I don't care. Like, that's me talking to the divine. I'm talking out loud and I'm going through my thoughts out loud, because sometimes what's in your mind needs to come out. Most of the time it needs to come out, And if you just leave it in your head, it's just like you get to overthinking and all of that stuff, So I have to channel it outwardly and use my throat chakra in order for me to actually hear what I'm saying and see if it makes sense for me, So make sure you are seeing with your heart, pile number two, because it's time for you to hear the messages. Spirit is speaking, and Spirit is just waiting for you to listen to the messages. All right, and then the next one that came out is a card number 35, and it says, let go of a fixed plan, allow for spontaneity. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is pile number one. Look at me. So I haven't even done pile number two yet, but I mean, hey, let's see if pile number two may just be the one for you as well. I don't know yet. But I'm sorry I've been calling you guys pile number two. Pile number one, I'm sorry. So it says, let go of a fixed plan, allow for spontaneity and growth. All right. And 35 simplifies to a number 8. So you may be saying 888 a lot, or 808, whatever the case may be for you. And 8 speaks about abundance, And I do want to say, the the best forms of abundance comes from not having a fixed plan, like allowing for spontaneity, because you just never know where your path is going to lead. And if you have a tight grip on where you think your path should be led, or where you think the outcome is going to lead you, it's like you don't allow for spirit to help navigate you to the best path that is best for you, and I feel like that's what we all want to do. But it's like, I feel like fear, being fearful of the unknown and where the path is going to lead you, it makes you want to have a fixed plan on so many different things. And it's just like, no, let go and let God, because God is going to tell you, God is going to lead you, God is going to redirect you. Okay, especially if you're going the wrong path, you're going down the wrong road, God is going to redirect you. You should always know that. It's always going to be divine intervention, just to redirect you to where it is that the path is going to lead you to fulfillment. Okay, pile number 1. So now let's see what else you guys need to hear right now. Let's see. All right, let me get one more card for pile number 1. This one wants to come out. Wow, look. Spirit is saying that you guys need to be spontaneous, okay? All right, y'all. So literally, like I said, I feel like Spirit has been telling you guys for a while now that it's time for you guys to loosen your grip on what you think your path should look like, because you don't know yet. So the first card that came out is spontaneity, and the second card that came out is personal growth. So with spontaneity, it says, do you like spontaneous adventures of the highest caliber? The only acceptable answer to this question is yes. So buckle up, Charlie. You're about to take a wild ride through the unexplored, unconventional, and underrated. You're about to learn that yes is a magic word with the power to unlock new dimensions in space, time, and after hours hangouts. Yes will lead you to experiences you didn't think possible, and teach you that lifelong friendships are sometimes lurking just behind a karaoke singer's mullet. There's a pretty good chance your name is not Charlie, okay? All right, so yes, pile number 1. So like Spirit has already been saying throughout this whole reading, you guys need to allow for spontaneity, even with the cat showing up. The cat, they were saying like the cat is always cautious, and you don't want to be a scaredy cat, like it's so easy. I'm trying to see if you guys can see well. All right, excuse me, pile number 1. I had to readjust, so it might look brighter, and that gave me another download, and it was just like, pile number 1, have you guys been in the dark for too long? Like it's time to step out into the light, and that's how I've been feeling like in this past week. And I even heard like some like subtleties. You know how you get messages from divine through other people? And my brother, he was like, come into the light. And I was like, yeah, I'm always coming to the light, like, so pile number 1, it's time to come into the light. It's time to step into the light and not be scared, scared of the unknown, scared of all the people that are coming around you. Because Spirit is trying to lead you to a path of spontaneity, a path of you running into these lifelong friendships. And how can you do that if you're scared and you locked yourself away? All right, and the next card that came out says personal growth. All right, let's see what personal growth says. It says, as I move toward greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they help me get to where I am. But now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels, except when I'm making bike analogies. All right. So pile number 1, another thing that I'm noticing is all the green that's in here. So I see the green here and the green here. And the green talks about the heart chakra. So literally, this is all about you opening your heart and allowing Spirit, allowing the divine to bring in one, the love for yourself and the love for others, because this is what is in the cards for you next. It's time for you to be open and receptive to all that spirit is trying to bring into your life, because this is all for personal growth, you know? This is to help um, elevate your mind, body, and spirit, you know. So in order for that to happen, all these old thoughts and habits, these bad habits that are not evolving you, they need to fall off so you can welcome in new habits, new people, new opportunities to come into your life that will benefit you in the long run. Okay, pile number one. All right, pile number one. I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a lot of technical difficulties with you guys as pal. So that alone can just tell you right then and there that you guys may be having some trouble with tapping into your creative side, you know, and allowing the shortcomings and allowing the things to stop you from pursuing what you actually want to do, because sometimes you will have mistakes, and that's a lesson that I had to learn. So I can definitely take this advice as well. Like, sometimes mistakes happens. You can't always control how everything is going to work out, you know. Just keep trying. You will get it eventually. And once Friday came, we finally got it. Like, there were so many shortcomings that happened throughout my week, and I was just like, what is going on? Like, is it just time for me to leave? But I was just like, no, like, I'm gonna keep trying. Like, I'm not gonna leave at the very first, at, like, you know, at the many adversities that I have. No, I'm gonna keep trying. And then look, I stayed, I kept trying, and Friday, you know, that's when we got our breakthrough. And I was just like, yes, we got a schedule that works for the kids. You know, we got a schedule that just works. You know, everybody had all their things, and little stuff like that. So for you, pile number one, if you may have had so many shortcomings, you know, regarding you trying to tap into your creative side, or just pursuing something that you're passionate about, don't allow those shortcomings to stop you from pursuing your goals, pursuing your dreams, you know. Keep going, because eventually you'll get it, and then you'll be happy that you didn't stop, that you didn't give up. Okay, pile number one. So now let's see. I do want to see if we have anything in this card for you. So let's see. Pile number one. Spirit, what does pile number one need to hear right now? I think that's the perfect card that came out. I don't even need anything else. So the question for you, pile number one, is, how do I embrace my imperfections? So, like I just said, pile number one, literally, Spirit is asking you to look within and ask yourself this question, because there's so many times we can overcome these, you know, shortcomings, or you can look at yourself and see all these imperfections that you may have, and we can internalize that, and we can just be like, we're not enough, we're not good enough. And it's just like, no, you are good enough. Just because, you know, you have an imperfection, or all of these shortcomings are happening right now at this time, doesn't mean that, you know, that's just stopping you in your track. Love your imperfections, love the shortcomings that are happening right now, because they shed a light on the things that trigger you. And that's such a great thing, to see the things that trigger you, because when you see the things that trigger you, you're able to learn and grow and evolve and know yourself even more, you know. So pile number one, don't take things personally, because a lot of these shortcomings happen because it's not for you to internalize. It's not for you to put yourself down. It's not for you to condemn yourself. It's not for you to beat yourself up. It's just for you to evolve. And that is something that you shouldn't take personally, because we're all evolving with you. You know, the whole collective is also trying to evolve. So know that you are enough. You are good enough. You are doing the best that you can, and you can only do the best that you can going forward. And if your best isn't good enough for anybody outside of you, oh fucking well. fuck them. Respectfully. Because it doesn't matter. This is about your soul journey, okay? And your evolution journey. All right, so now let's get into your tarot. Let's see what do you guys need to hear right now. All right, pile number one. Let's see. Spirit, what does pile number one need to hear right now at this moment? So we have the King of Swords, the Hermit, and the King of Pentacles. All right. So, and the bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups, which I'm definitely going to get this. And I feel like this is like that kind of energy in the past. So with the Five of Cups, you guys felt unfulfilled, you know, like the energy that I was telling you guys in you were trying your hardest, you were trying your best, but you were seeing that your best wasn't enough. You were unfulfilled with what you're receiving by doing your best, you know? And you were focusing on the bad. You were focusing on what you weren't fulfilled with instead of actually looking at the fulfillment that you already have, you know? Like, there's a cup right there that's behind her that she's not even paying attention to. She's paying attention to the cup that's falling out, you know? And it's just like, you are enough. You know, pile number one, you are enough. You do have everything you need, okay? I also want to say, like, if you know that you've been doing something and you've been pouring your energy into something that doesn't give you fulfillment, then it's time for you to release. You know, it's time for you to release things that are no longer serving you, things that does not pour into your cup. And it's time for you to pour into your own cup, you know? And I feel like another thing I'm seeing is like, okay, she has only one cup and then 4 cups she's giving away. And it's just like, that is not even a balance. Those 4 cups that is being poured into literally, it looks like an abyss, like a whole black hole. And it's just like she only has 1 cup to herself, but it's just like, it's all about balance. You need to be pouring just enough things and energy, time and energy into something else as you pour into yourself. Okay, pile number one. So it's all about balance. And then with both the Five of Cups and the King of Swords, the way that they're in their head, you know, it speaks on you internalizing a lot of these things, these emotions that are coming up, these emotions of unfulfillment, these emotions of low self-worth, low self-esteem. You guys have been internalizing this and just asking these questions like, okay, like, is this for me? You know, is it time for me to let this go? Is it time for me to look at other measures, look at other opportunities that can fill my cup? You know, whether this is in regards for a relationship, friendship, whatever the case may be. Spirit is asking you to look within and ask yourself that question, because only you know the question to that. If it's a relationship that is no longer growing, is no longer evolving, and it's taking a lot of your time and energy, it's time for you to let it go. If that goes for a friendship, it's time for you to let it go. All right, so ask yourself those questions. Like I said, sit down with yourself and talk out loud. How do you feel? How does this person make me feel? Do I want to continue in this situation? And this, like I said, regarding a person, place, or thing. Ask yourself those questions. Because right now, you are in hermit mode and you are literally in a state of trying to figure out what is next. What is there else for me? You know, what is there outside in the horizon? But in order for you to understand, in order for you to hear Spirit telling you what the next thing for you is, you have to sit with yourself. Like I said, the Hermit speaks on just that. So you might have reclused away from social media and just everybody around you, because I know I did the same. I wasn't on social media for like a week like that, and I was just like, I need this time to cut off all the noise, because it's always too many noises at the forefront. And sometimes you have to do that, okay? Regardless of, you know, how other people will feel if you set these boundaries and start pouring into yourself. It doesn't matter. You need this time to yourself in order to pour into yourself. All right? So once you do this, you will show up as the King of Pentacles, setting those boundaries, pouring into yourself, and asking Spirit, what is next? What is my vision? You will see the vision, and you will see what vision will bring you the pinnacle that you desire. What vision will bring in the opportunity that you desire. So, pile number 1, right now, I feel like you're in a state of hermit. You already felt the need to be reclusive, like the cat that you are, you know, to stay in the dark and shut off all the noise so you'll be able to hear the messages from your heart. And now when Spirit says go, you will go. And this is the vision of you receiving that pinnacle, receiving these opportunities, these blessings that you desire. You just need to shut off all the noise. But like Spirit said, like I already said in this reading, you know, don't be cautious of everybody. Well, let me change that. Be cautious of everybody, but don't expect everyone to have it out for you, because not everyone is a lesson. Some people are blessings that are coming into your life, and it's up for you to see with your heart to understand if that person is a lesson or a blessing. All right, pile number 1, but that is all I have for you guys. If this resonates, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and also share it to anybody you feel may need to hear this message right now. I will see you guys next time. Y'all stay flowing, glowing, and growing. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. All right, pile number 2. So you chose the loon. Let's go ahead and see what message it says for the loon. All right. So for loon, it says elegant, singer, communicator, visionary, dreamer, loyalty, family, fidelity, freedom's call, spirit messenger. The call of the loon stirs the soul. Their sounds evoke reverence and imagination. Loons have a complex communication system that is highly evolved. Loons are powerful and intuitive. Knowing from within comes quickly for loon people. Their flashes of insight and imagination are highly developed. Loons mate for life and teach the ideals of family and fidelity to those with this totem. Loons are excellent partners and parents. They often carry their offsprings on their back. Loons are also excellent communicators, and they relate well with others. When loon arrives or you hear them call, it may be time to pay attention to your own intuition and be discerning of your situation. If loon is your totem, you will be a great communicator. Insights and answers easily rise from the depths of your subconscious. Family love is important, and you protect the ones you love. Take time at dawn on the still lake of your mind and connect with your song. Be vocal, chant, love your family. You will always succeed if you listen to the wisdom within. Look to your own reflection to see how beautiful, unique, and elegant you are. Contrary, are you ignoring warnings from your loved ones? Are you so busy you have forgotten the sanctuary of love? Are you communicating your feelings? Be brave and speak your truth. All right, pile number 2. So if you chose pile number 2, I hope that message resonates because literally Spirit has been saying, like, you are an intuitive, okay? You listen to your soul, and you just have a soul of knowing what's right for you, knowing the path that is supposed to be paved for you. Okay, pile number 2. So Spirit is asking, saying, for example, if you have been so busy lately, you know, if there's been too many noises that's around you, it's time for you to turn off the noise and exit that busy life and seek more solitude so you're able to hear the messages. I literally said this for pound number 1. And even in pound number 1, I kept on saying pound number 2. So if you listen to pound number 1 and you're here at pound number 2, welcome, because this is also for you as well. And if you just clicked on pound number 2, go ahead and listen to pound number 1, because you would definitely hear some messages that you need to hear. So Spirit is saying, you are unique, you are loved, you are not walking down a path that is already paved. You are walking down a path that is rocky, that is just beginning to be paved, because not many people are on it, you know? So you're one of the few that are trailblazing this path, you know? You are a trailblazer. You are someone who has to take the initiative and just go. No matter if you see many people follow you or not, you just have to do pound number 2. All right, so now let's see what else comes up for you, pound number 2. Also, I'm looking at where it says listen to the song in your soul, and you guys might be a singer. It literally said in the loan card, you guys may be a singer, and or if you guys don't sing, as far as like sing seriously, like in order to, like, that can be one of your passions. That can just be, you can just sing to like release, because I know sometimes I do that. I actually, most of the time I do that. Like, I have to sing to release, you know, all the feelings that may be coming up. And that's something that you might have to do. If singing and music brings you joy, it's time for you to do that, so you can create that safe space for you in order to release whatever emotion that you may have. All right, pound number 2. So what does pound number 2 need to hear right now? What else does pound number 2 need to hear right now? I thought I want card. Let me see. Let me get one more card, Spirit. All right. So the first card that came out says, remember, love is the key. Love what you have in your life right now. This reminds me, and that is the card number 6. All right, so you guys might be saying 222 a lot, so 246, or you guys might be saying 333 a lot as well. The song that I channeled when I woke up today was, I was like, where did this come from? Love is an open door. And that's from Frozen. And I was like, what? Why did this song come up? But literally, it's to remember that love is an open door. Like, love is the key to open that door. So that's wild that this just came out, because that is the truth. You know, love is an open door. Love is the key that you need in order to open that door to abundance, open that door to unconditional love. All right. So remember that love is the key and not fear. Because I told you guys in the beginning that, you know, fear was heavily channeled throughout this period. And I was just like, where is this coming from? Why am I fearful? Like, I did not understand it. Like, it's been a minute since like I felt that kind of fear. And I was just like, where is this coming from? And it was just a lot of that energies that was around me that I was like, and I wasn't being able to ground myself and shield myself away from those energies. So I was operating in, you know, fear-based, or I was having like those fear thoughts, you know, come up for me. So yeah, so pound number 2, you guys might have been in that same headspace. So it's time for you to remember that love is the key, okay? And it will always be the key. All right, and the next card that came out says, following the path of another. Your path is being redirected to where it should be. All right, pound number 2. So say, for example, during this period, you realize that you've been overextending your energy, overexerting yourself, whether that's a person, place, or thing. Spirit is saying that you no longer have to do that anymore. You have to follow another path. Your path is literally being redirected right now. That's why it was so difficult. That's why it's been so difficult for you during this past week. Spirit is saying that there is something better for you. So the time is now for you to follow a different path. And yes, it can be scary, pile number 2, but it's time for you to trust in the divine, let go and let God to lead you to your fulfillment. Because sometimes we can stay at jobs a little too long, and Spirit has been telling you to sign like, listen, this is not where you're supposed to stay here. Okay, so that's why all of these things have been in shambles. It's not for you to stay here forever. So it's time for you to follow the divine plan instead of what you think the plan is for yourself, because the divine plan is always going to be better. All right, pile number 2, and don't be scared. Don't fear the unknown, because there's a lot of magical things that is a beyond the door of fear. Okay, and that is the very thing that you need to be. You need to be on that path behind the door of fear, because behind the door of fear is love, like I just said. Remember that love is the key. And it's that unconditional love. It's that love that you never felt before. And don't you want to experience that kind of love? Don't you want that love to be all around you? So now you already know what you need to do. Follow a different path that will bring you all of that fulfillment and more beyond your wildest imagination. All right, so now let's see what else you guys need to hear right now. Pile number 2. Let's see. All right, Spirit, what does pile number 2 need to hear right now? Please and thank you. Let's see. Can I get one more card? There we go. All right, so the first card that came out says impermanence. Impermanence. This word, I always get stuck on this word. And this word has definitely come up in the past before, but this literally just ties into everything that we're going through right now. Like I told you, is this past week has been so rocky, and it's just like, I know this card is coming out because it's reminding us that, yes, you will have high highs and you will have low lows. Times are changing. So it's up for us to ride the wave. I literally just said that, like, ride the wave, pile number 2. All right, so it says, life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. So, pile number 2, you need that reminder, because I know I needed that reminder. Like, I was just like, why am I going through all of these things? Like this is wow. Like, it was like so rocky. And granted, like, I literally experienced one of the best experiences of my life. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it was one of the most magical experiences in my life. And right after that was the week ahead. And it was just like I was fighting for my life, y'all. Okay. Like, I truly was fighting for my life, but I understand why Spirit had gave me that, it gave me the apple of like, yes, like life can be this good, but also life can get this bad as well. It's all about balance. It's not all for us to think that, oh, it's always going to be good. Everything will always be grand. And it's like, no, that's not the case. That's not realistic. We are here on earth where there are limitations, where we're not used to the dense energies here, So things are changing in order for us to be better equipped here on earth, but things have to get bad in order for things to get good, in order for that to happen. So we do have to realize that things will get rocky, excuse me. things will get rocky, and it's up for us to just ride the wave. Let these emotions come, feel your emotions, don't bypass them, and just ride the wave, y'all. Okay, like I have to remind myself, ride the wave, because I was so sensitive. And also I'm on my moon cycle as well, so being on my moon cycle, I understand why I was so sensitive. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, so once it came, I was like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. And then yesterday I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. But like going through it, like you would think like, oh my gosh, this is terrible, like I'm just feeling so terrible. And after you overcome it, you're just like, oh, okay, I can win many other battles in the future. But while you're going through it, you just forget. So I completely understand, and I'm with you, pile number 2. Next card that came out is the Strength card. It says, you are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based on what I know of mythology, probably with great hair and a six-pack. All right, and that's the bonus card. I just realized I was seeing that bonus, literally. So that reminds me, like, that you guys can be experiencing a bonus, whether it's related to your job, career, whatever the case may be, because, people have been seeing all the work, all the hard work that you've been doing and enduring and persevering. So Spirit is saying that you guys are receiving a bonus. But not only that, you guys, pile number 2, like you guys have been persevering, and I'm here to tell you that it will not be in vain, okay? You guys will receive your blessings, and you guys will know why you have to endure so much, heartbreak or shortcomings or whatever the case may be. Like, your time is coming where you will get the fulfillment that you desire. Just please keep going. I know it can be hard, having to constantly go through spiritual awakenings, constantly go through so many different battles in a year. And this year just began, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this set the tone for the rest of this year. Like, yes, we will have high highs and low lows, but regardless, and like I said, when it comes to balance, in order for us to be grateful for the good times, we do have to experience the bad times. It's all about balance. So when those good times happen, we're able to bask in those good times and be present and enjoy the good times, because you never know how long it will last. Sometimes it's really short, like I had. It was literally a day. And then after that day of how magical it was, a whole week of just turmoil. And I was like, what? But it balanced out. Like, even though like the day was just like a day, it didn't feel like a day. It felt like a lifetime. So that week of turmoil, it needed to happen in order to balance the scales. In order for me to be more grateful when those good moments happen. When that diamond in the rough happens, okay? This is not a diamond, y'all. I got this at a crystal shop that I love, and it's Herkimer, something like that. And I love it. I was like, this is the first, good thing that I bought myself that I did not regret. And it was time for me to pour into myself. And this was a reminder. This happened on a great day. And then after this great day, that's when the turmoil happened. So it reminded me, like, this is to commit to myself, like, that you are enough, that you are a diamond, like, regardless of all of these things that happen outside of you, remember that you are that diamond, okay? You will always continue to shine. So pile number 2, you probably need to hear that as well, okay? So now let's see what else that you guys need to hear right now. All right, so what else is pile number 2 need to hear right now, Spirit? All right. So the first card that came out says, my best is always enough. Literally, look at Spirit over here channeling. Come on, channeling through me. I literally just said, your best is always enough. I don't know if I said this in this reading, but I definitely said it in pile number 1. So, like I said, pile number 2. Your best is always enough. It doesn't matter if your best is not best in somebody else's eyes. It does not matter. Okay? Respectfully, they can go on about their day. You know, you do not have to be aligned with that person because they don't see your worth. Oh, well, let that person go. Their validation is not needed. Period. Okay? You have to validate yourself. You are enough. Your best is always enough. Okay? And don't you ever forget that. And I see 33 on the clock right now. All right. So then the next card came out. It says, I trust my intuition and live a courageous life. Pound number 2, intuition is coming up again, okay? You are intuitive. It's time for you to trust your gut, trust your knowing what it is, like whatever it is, whether it's a person, place, or thing. If Spirit is telling you to let go of this person, place, or thing, listen to your intuition. There is better ahead. There is better on the other side. Okay? You have to trust your intuition and be courageous. Don't fear the unknown. Know that the unknown will bring you so much fulfillment beyond your wildest dreams. It's time for you to trust that. Trust in the divine, that the divine will lead you to your fulfillment and it will never lead you astray. Okay, pound number 2. So now let me see what else you need to hear in your tarot. All right, so what else does pile number 2 need to hear right now? Please and thank you. All right. Let me shuffle it real quick again. What does pile number 2 need to hear right now? Oops, too many cards. All right. And then the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups. So I'm taking that for sure. All right, you guys. So starting off, we got the Five of Cups, starting off, we have the Five of Cups, the Hangman, the Six of Pentacles, Temperance, Queen of Cups, and then the Ace of Cups. You guys, I'm seeing a lot of water in here. And I see water, earth, air. Yeah, come on. I'm seeing the elements. Even with the Strength card, I'm seeing fire as well. All right. So I'm seeing all the elements here, okay? So let's start off. So like I said, like I've been talking about, even in pile number 1, Five of Cups came up for them as well. So that's why I said, if this resonates, go ahead and listen to pile number 1. You may have a message in there that you need to hear as well. So with the Five of Cups coming in, it's saying like you were not fulfilled. Like I said, you were unfulfilled regarding a person, place, or thing. So knowing that you were unfulfilled and you were pouring so much of your time and energy into this abyss, into this black hole, and you were unfulfilled because you weren't receiving as much time and energy that you was pouring into this. You weren't receiving that in return. You only had 1 cup here, whether all of these cups, these 4 cups, are being poured into this abyss. And it's just like, that is not balancing. That is not, how are you able to sustain yourself? How are you able to operate at 100% if you're not being able to pour into yourself because a job is taking so much of your time and your energy? A person is taking so much of your time and your energy. A thing is taking so much time and your energy. You have to balance it out. So you're realizing this and you're just like, I'm not fulfilled here. So what is next? What should I do? So now you go within and you ask yourself those questions like, why am I still here if I'm not being fulfilled? And the Hangman comes up and you're seeing a different perspective. You're able to look around, look upside down, because the Hangman is literally, she's upside down. And she's seeing the situation in a different view. You know, she's not seeing it only in a negative headspace. Like, you know, upright, she's in a negative headspace. But as she hangs upside down, she's able to see, okay, I see why I'm here. I see how I can, you know, navigate through this and find my actual fulfillment. Once you see this and you're saying like, oh, okay, I have to learn, you know, patience in this season. That's why I'm here. So I need to allow the divine to show me my vision, to show me what's next. I had to learn whatever the lesson may be for you. I had to learn to commit to myself in this season. That's why I'm being unfulfilled. I had to learn to set boundaries in this season. That's why I'm here. You know, so now you're able to see what is the root reason why you may be experiencing shortcomings or unfulfillment. And you're able to understand how to move past that. So once you understand that and you see how to move past it, that's when your fulfillment comes in. That's when the Six of Pentacles come in and you're just like, okay, you received your blessings. Now that you learned the lesson, you were able to balance out with temperance. You were able to balance out the energy of the yin and the yang energy. So like I said, a lot of emotions were coming up. That's yin. You know, yin is all feelings. You know, when I said water is out here, I see the water. It's like you were very emotional. You know, all of these emotions were coming up and it cripples you. Like you stop doing the things that you needed to do. You know, you stop pouring into yourself. Now, temperance is coming in saying that because you were balancing your yin and your yang energy, you were pouring into yourself, you didn't allow your emotions to consume you. This is why you received these pentacles, because you balanced out your work, your pleasure, your self-love, and the work that you want to do to help others, you know, your selfish behaviors and your selfless behaviors, you know, because being selfish is not bad necessarily. It's like, if you're selfish to the point where it hurts other people, then that is what is considered the intentions of it being bad. But selfish is simply pouring into yourself, setting those boundaries, you know, saying no to things that doesn't bring you the fulfillment. That's being selfish with your time and your energy. Selfless is when you're at 100%, your cup is overfilled, you know, with the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Your cup is overfilled. So now with the water that's being overfilled, I'm able to pour into other people because I'm already fulfilled. Okay, so that's why the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups has come out, because it's all about balancing. It's all about balancing, okay? With the Queen of Cups, you are the Queen of Cups, okay? You channel this energy where the emotions don't have to consume you. You are not your emotions. They allow them to come and go. Ride the wave. Don't allow it to be internalized and start affecting your self-worth. Remember that you are that person. I'm about to cuss, but I'm gonna try to, remember that you are an abundant person. Okay? You are an abundant person. And you don't need to seek that out outside of you. You need to remember who you are. Okay? People are lucky that you come across their path. Remember that. And with the Ace of Cups, when you know your worth and you're able to set these boundaries and you're able to pour into yourself, this is when abundant opportunities come your way. This is when you're able to, balance out your masculine and feminine energy. And with that feminine energy, these abundance come to you. The feminine energy doesn't have to do anything. The masculine, as far as like you doing the work, pouring into yourself, doing action, that's masculine energy. But feminine, the opportunities being brought to you, that's feminine energy by just being. This is when your Ace of Cups, your fulfillments come in, whether that's a relationship, a new relationship, a God ordained relationship, a God-ordained friendship, whatever the case may be, a job opportunity that fits everything that you desired and more. This is when that abundance comes in for you, pile number 2. So, Spirit is asking for you to trust, have faith, persevere, keep going, because you're right there. You're on the brink of your happiness, of your success. All right, pile number 2, that is all I have for you guys today. If this message resonates, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And also share to anybody you feel may need to hear this message right now. I will see you guys next time. Y'all stay flowing, glowing, and growing. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. You guys chose the B, and that is all about community. All right, so now let's see what it says for B. Let's see what messages pop up. All right, pile number 3. It has been some time, but I'm back. I have to do a little, first of all, can I just say, my phone overheated before I got to you guys, and I was just like, pile number 3, is that giving fire energy? Honestly, lately, pile number 3 has been exuding fire energy, so we'll see what that was all about. But I just have to take care of other things as well. Have my fish person, the fish guy, clean the fish tank for me. So yeah, it was a lot of disruptancies. So maybe you guys have been having a lot of disruptancies along your path lately, and yeah, or something. I'm not sure. But let's get it right into it, which you guys is reading. So pile number 3 starts off with community, cooperation, hardworking, diligent, royal, kingdom, family order, love charm, success, sexual, stinger. Bees are honored as a good omen for success and a powerful symbol for royal families throughout the world. Life in the hive represents the harmonious kingdom. Bees characterize meaning communal activity, hard work, and diligence. Bee can be a great friend, but misfortune will come to those who harm the hive. Their stingers are always ready to protect. All bees are pollinators, and they are considered to be the most useful insect in nature. They are productive, focused, and do not get sidetracked from their goals. Bee reminds us that joy, purpose, and the sweetness in life can be found in cooperative work for bettering the world. Because of bees' many industrious traits, they represent good fortune in business matters. Adopt bee as your personal symbol for a never-ending creation of abundance. If bee is your totem, you are on a beeline to success. Like the mysterious bee in flight, you will accomplish what others cannot. Your busy as a bee nature brings unfailing energy, robust health, and longevity. Embrace the bee's life secret. Be productive while the sun shines. Become fully engaged in your creative endeavors and enjoy the flowers. Do these and all good things will be yours. Contrary. Do you need to focus your efforts to create more success? Do you have a bee in your bonnet and need fresh air for your mind? Beware of those bear people who would try and steal your sweetness. Be more industrious. All right, pile number 2. And a couple of things came up for me. But for one, it was saying like, appreciate the flowers. Literally, I told you guys, it's been a minute. It was like I took a little break before I just got into your reading after doing pile number 2. And I literally was forced to take a break by the divine because the phone overheated. My iPhone got overheated, and I was just like, okay, well, let me just go ahead and take time to just sit outside and bask in the sun. And so that's what I did, pile number 3. And literally, as I was sitting down in my backyard, I was just like taking in all the beautiful surroundings, nature, how beautiful nature was. And I noticed how my backyard was literally freshly cut, and everything, it just looked like everything was dead. But in a sense, it was just freshly cut, they just cut the grass. And I looked to the right of me, and literally on on the right of me was just a flower. And I don't know if it was a sunflower or some kind of sunflower type. I don't know, probably in the same family. I'm not sure. I'll put it on the screen for you guys to see. But I was just like, look at how all the whole grass was cut, and literally that was the only flower that was left. So what came to mind as I was looking at that was just like, even in drought, you will still bloom. Like even in drought, you bloom, because that is the message, you know. No matter what is happening, you know, I told you guys how the past week has been for me, and I'm just like, no matter how cold it gets, no matter how, you know, all these shortcomings may happen, you still have that fire within you. You still bloom. You can still bloom. Don't allow your surroundings to negatively impact who you are as a person, you know? Like when I saw that flower, I was just like, ooh, message received, you know? Like the flower still bloomed, and it was a beautiful flower. It's a beautiful yellow flower. And I was just like, even look at the yellow flower in this card. So that specifically, like, I'm glad that I took a break and took a moment from, instead of jumping into you guys' reading, because that even just a message in itself, you know. Sometimes you guys need to take a break from being so a worker bee, you know. If you look up the meaning behind bees, you look at how busy they are. They are the hardest working kind of, is it an insect? I'm sorry, I don't know. But they are very hardworking, and bees, they always on some like, okay, let me get to the next flower. Let me collect the honey so I can go to the hive, you know? And yeah, and it's just like, if that has been you this whole time, pile number 3, Spirit is asking for you to just sit down for a moment and take in, you know, your life. Be present, you know. You don't always have to be working in order to be fulfilled. You do not always have to be in service. And that's why I even took a moment as well, because it was just like I was going through so much. I couldn't even show up 100% for these readings. So I literally had to take a week break. And I was just like, I'm sorry I can't be that positive, you know, reminder for you guys in those times. But I really needed that time to just like feel my emotions and, you know, go through it instead of, you know, projecting how I felt onto others or onto my reading. So yeah, even me as a healer, I need time to pour into myself. So pile number 3, I feel as though Spirit is asking you to do the same, especially if you guys have been distracted by just doing all this work and doing so much. It's time for you to sit down, take notice of all the beautiful things that surround you, ground yourself, and start pouring into yourself, pile number 3. And yeah, because you're going to make it to your success anyways. Like, you are fit for success. Your success is literally right around the corner. You don't have to exert yourself or do too much in order to reach your goals. Your goals are inevitable. Like, you are going to make your goals. You are going to be successful. You are on a beeline to success. Like, the fire is in you. You have all this passion in you, literally, to the point where I have to even take a break, you know, because my phone overheated as soon as I got to you guys. And that has never happened before in any of my readings. I promise you guys. Okay. So pile number 3, this is the reminder that you do not have to overwork yourself or overexert yourself, your time and your energy, in order to feel like you are worth it. You are worth it just by being you. Okay, pile number 3. So now let's see what else comes up for you, okay? Spirit, what does pile number 3 need to hear right now? What does pile number 3 need to hear at this moment? Let me get one more, Spirit. And this flipped over, I didn't even know. All right. All right, so the first card that came out is the card number 7, and it says, trust what you need is there. With love, all can be accomplished. All right, pile number 3. So you guys might be seeing 777 a lot lately because 7 came up, or 707, 717, mirrored numbers. And then you guys got a ding. Let me turn that off. Okay, pile number 3. All this confirmation. And literally what popped up on my phone that just dinged was one of these quotes I usually have, affirmations that I usually have pop up. And it says, happiness starts within. Okay, pile number 3. You've been getting so many synchronicities already. So you guys might have been receiving so many synchronicities lately. So it's time for you guys to listen to those messages because Spirit is speaking through you guys, okay? Trust what you need is there. With love, all can be accomplished. And I feel like that has been a message for all the pals as well. It's like you guys may be forgetting that love is the answer. Love is the key. Love is all you need to accomplish all your goals, not by obligation, not by, just showing up, just to show up, or just showing up by feeling like I need to be doing this. No, show up because you love what you do. Show up because you want to spread love. Love should always be the answer. Pile number 3. And if you forgot that and you've been in a fear-based mindset or ego-based mindset, whatever the case may be, you just been in a mindset where you weren't really channeling your love for things, then this is the reminder that it's time for you to channel the love that you have for things and the love that you have for yourself in order to accomplish your goals, okay? And then the second card that came out is the card number 30. So pile number 3, you guys have been seeing 333, 303, 30, 313, whatever the case may be, or your birthday might be on the 30th, whatever the case may be, the 30th or the 3rd. It says, walk your own journey. It is essential to stay on your path. All right, pile number 3. Here's another message, okay? Like, this, if you've been following in somebody else's footsteps, and you've been thinking like, oh, this path worked for them, I believe it's gonna work for me. Spirit is saying, no, you need to walk your own journey. Okay, like, yes, I understand, as a B, as somebody who chose B, it's all about community and everything else, but it's also about focusing on your own individual path in order for you to show up for the community. You understand? So it's like, it can be you building your own community based off of things that you like, It doesn't necessarily have to be you joining somebody else's community or a community that was started by somebody else, because that community that was started by somebody else is a community that fits their vision, and that their vision and your vision may not align, So Spirit is saying that you need to walk your own journey, and as you walk your own journey, the people that comes along your path, your tribe, they will be for you. That will be your community, okay? You do not need to fit into any box or anything like that, or any labels. They will know you, they will get you, they will see you, okay? Pile number 3. So trust that you are on the right path. And if you 1111 came to mind, you may be seeing 1111 a lot lately as well. And that's just literally telling you that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You are on the right path, okay? It's time for you to trust that you are on the right path and stay on your path, okay? Pile number 3. So let's see what else Spirit wants to tell you guys. All right. So Spirit, what does pile number 3 need to hear right now? What does pile number 3 need to hear? Can I get one more card? What does pile number 3 need to hear? Okay. So, pile number 3, I can tell you right now, this card came out for number 2, for pile number 2 as well. So, you can go ahead and watch pile number 2 as well, because I'm sure there's a message in there for you, okay? So, the first card that came out says forgiveness. It says congratulations. You're being given one of the most powerful superpower there is. Forgiveness. Imagine that you've been bitten by a radioactive forgiver. The point is you suddenly have the ability to forgive people for their flaws, their bad days, their unkind moments, and their mistakes. And the best thing about forgiveness is that you can apply it to yourself too. Have fun wielding your new power, but remember, with great forgiveness comes great inner peace. All right, pile number 3. Let me tell you guys the message that I'm receiving from this. And especially because I spoke about this in pile number 2 as well. I was saying like how the week went for me, and it was just like, I was just like, why is this happening? I feel like all of these things are out of my control, and it wasn't until that I forgave myself for having such a bad day or such bad days that I finally had peace with myself. And I was just like, you know what? Like, no, like, it's not, I don't care. It's not anybody else's business for me to show up as only being happy and, and positive and stuff like that. No, we are all human. We're going to have some bad days, and that is just the reality of it all. So that's why I'm saying, like, forgive yourself for the bad days that you have and move on. Forgive yourself for the things that you had to endure, whether it was good or bad. Like, forgive yourself for those bad moments, like, these feelings would come up regarding like fear or negative self-worth, whatever the case may be. But it's up to us to forgive ourselves while we're going through that. Give ourselves grace while we're going through those periods, because yes, it is hard. And as a human, we do have emotions, and it's up to us to not deny ourselves of those emotions. Imagine if I was having a bad day and I showed up to work with a smile. Like, no, I could not do that. And I don't want you guys to do that as well. Like, when I had that bad day, like, I was just over it, and I walked in and people felt that energy, and they saw me in that different kind of energy. And this has been, I think it was like been 4 months now. Like, it's been 4 months, and I've been like, the positive person, and not even faking it. I wasn't even faking the positivity. It's just like, I love kids. So they bring that out of me. But with this day, it was just like, that was the first day I had where it was just a bad day. Like, I was just in a bad mood. I woke up like just tired, exhausted, and I showed up in a bad mood. And I can tell you, like, what made me just break down even more and just had to take a moment to like cry in a restroom, because I showed up in a classroom. And one of the kids that I watch, her name is Kendall. And I showed up in the classroom, and I was just like, and she looked at me, and she just turned around. She looked at me, and she just gave me a hug. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, right then and there, I literally got so teary-eyed, because kids, they feel that. Like, they feel your energy, and they know exactly what you need. And yeah, sometimes they can be a bit much, and they can literally reflect to you the mood that you're in. But also, like, they are comforters. Like, they do comfort you. And in that moment, like, when she hugged me, and she just kept giving me a hug, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I needed this. Like, I did need this hug, So pile number 3, you guys may need a hug, and I've been feeling that kind of energy. Like, oh my gosh, I just want to give them a hug. I just want to give them a hug, because sometimes we can go on this path, and I just even got that realization. Like, we can go on this path, and we can show up, be selfless, and really be in service for others. And as people come and go, it's like we don't really internalize like how much it hurts to to have people go, you know, because yes, it is our duty to like allow people to come and go, but we can tell ourselves that it does hurt, you know, that people don't really sustain for lifelong, you know. And that's something I had to sit with myself. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like people have really came and gone, you know, along my journey. And I've just kind of like gotten used to that. You know what came to mind, I channeled it, was Sam Smith. I'm too good at goodbye. And I've gotten so good at goodbye to the point where it was just like when somebody came into my life and I was just like, oh my goodness, like it showed signs of longevity and lifelong. It was just like, whoa, like that really gave me a wake up call and gave me a reality check. And I literally cried because I was like, oh my goodness, like the way people have been coming and going on my path, I didn't internalize how much it hurt my heart. Like, but I understood. Like I understood more than anything, but I didn't really take the time to like grieve, you know? You know how you don't take the time to grieve and you just kind of like, oh, it is what it is. But it's just like, no, you can tell yourself that it hurts. Allow yourself the time to grieve and, you know, understand, but also feel your emotions. And that's what I had to do. And it was just like, wow. So, pile number 3, it's time for you to forgive yourself, forgive the people that have come across your path, what they did to you, because it doesn't even matter at this point. You know, you shouldn't internalize what happened in the past, because what happened in the past, because what happened, you know? It's up for you. It's up to you to forgive yourself so you can give yourself that peace. And once I forgave myself and once I stopped caring about like how people were going to view me as because I showed up this one day being in a bad mood, it's just like, oh well, oh fucking well, I'm a real human being, okay? I'm not only going to show up as positive Patty. No, okay? I'm going to have my days. You're going to have your days, pile number 3. And it doesn't matter whoever views you as weak or views you as, you know, moody or whatever. Who cares? We're humans. Our emotions will go up and down. Literally. There's no such thing as your emotions being stable. Like, no. The reality of it is you will have your emotions and you have all the right to feel how you feel. The only thing is don't stay in your feelings for too long. And that's just that, you know, there's balance, you know, feel how you feel and then move on, period. And the next one that came out is the impermanence. So impermanence, it says, life is always changing and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. So pile number 3, yes, go ahead and watch pile number 2 because I definitely spoke on just how I had like such a high, beautiful day, beautiful experience, and then the next thing that came was just a week that was just like trials and tribulations. It was just like, oh my goodness, it was a rough week. But that's like I said, like I just said, that's the reality of the world. You will have your good days, you will have your bad days. That all comes with change, and change is inevitable. Like you will always go through change. We constantly go through change. Evolution literally is the only constant in this world. So it's like, it's up to us to just ride the wave, like feel your feelings, allow them to come and go, because that's just the way that it does go, you know? You will be okay once you go through it. Like that's why I said after this week, and I woke up like Friday was like the day where I finally was like, oh my goodness, the sun is out, you know. And what came in my head was like, the sun would come out tomorrow, dun, 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 tomorrow, Annie, you know. So that I've literally just been singing that, and it was just like, that is so accurate, because know that the sun will come out tomorrow. Like, it's okay. Don't give up. Keep going. You will have more good days, okay? Just because you had a bad day doesn't mean that will be a constant thing. It balances out. You went through a bad day. Guess what? You're soon about to go through a good day. And this is not to speak fear either, even when you have a good day. It's just or for you to think like, oh, I have a good day, that means a bad day is coming. It's just like, no. You have a good day, stay present, bask in that good day, and then allow for whatever to happen. All right. So now let's see what else you need to hear right now. Pile number 3. All right. So pile number 3, what do you guys need to hear right now at this moment? Oops. All right. All right. So the first card that popped out says, whatever I do today is more than enough. Pile number 3. Come on. Spirit is literally telling you, like, you are enough. Whatever you do is enough. Okay. And that's a reminder to myself as well, because you know how things just was going wrong for me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I started internalizing. I'm like, and it was just like, was making me think like, okay, you aren't perfect. You know, we all make mistakes, and that's okay. You know, what you do is enough. You know, it doesn't have to be enough for somebody else in their eyes. It has to be enough for you. And once you know that whatever you do today, whether it's literally just sitting outside, and you can sit outside for the whole day, what you did today was enough. Good job. Like, give yourself a round of applause. Get yourself a pat on the back. You do not have to do this, that, and the third in order to feel worthy. No, you are enough, and you did enough today. Okay? And then the next card that came out, it says, there are more than enough resources for everyone, including me. So pile number 3, if you've been so selfless to the point where you've just been giving, and over giving your time and your energy to everybody else around you, Spirit is saying, don't forget about yourself. Like, you have more than enough to give yourself. And if you don't have enough to give yourself, then that means you need to start looking around every person, place, or thing that is taking too much of your time and energy. It's time for you to look at those things and start mending those things. Start cutting those times, you know, so you can be able to pour into yourself, because you have to balance all of these things. It has to be a balance. It has to be a balance of give and take, okay? You can't show up at 100% if you're not pouring into yourself. All right? So now let's see what else. All right. So what does pile number 3 need to hear right now? All right. What does pile number 3 need to hear? Some flipped out. Okay. All right. So bottom of the deck is 2 of Swords in reverse. All right, pile number 3. Just have to get it all situated so it can fit in the screen. But let's see. Zoom on in a little bit. All right, so starting off with the 2 of Swords in reverse and the 9 of Wands in reverse. So upright, you know, with the 2 of Swords is giving, you know, confusion. You are confused, and then you're not able to see your fullest potential because of all of these distractions that may be in your forefront that are distracting you from so much that's going on, you know? So pile number 2 That's what upright is meaning. And then in reverse, it's giving like you're able to see, you're able to overcome the veil, like look through the veil and able to see what is no longer for you. And I'm looking on her wrist. It looks like it's most so like she has to choose. Like I'm looking at her wrist and it was just like she has to choose a side, you know, and she don't know which side to choose because you know so many different people, so many different things have different perspectives and have different opinions and stuff like that, and she's just caught in the middle, like trying to figure out like, okay, what do I want to do, you know, and the answer is you got to look within your heart. So with the Nine of Wands, it came out with reverse, but I'm feeling like it's supposed to come out upright. So with it coming up upright and with her holding that torch, it's more so saying like, I know I have to look within. I have to go towards the light within myself. I have to find the thing that makes me passionate, you know, that brings passion to my soul, that ignites my fire. You know, I need to turn off the noise from all this confusion and all this, oh, pick my side, pick my side. And I need to follow my heart, okay? I could talk about a little bit in the reverse because this could have been a period that we were coming out of this kind of energy where we were confused. So we had low self-worth. We had low self-expression. We didn't know. We forgot who we were. But now coming out of that is saying like, okay, like I know who I am. I know what I want to do. I know the mark that I want to make on this earth. So now it's time for me to look within with the page of with the page of cups coming out. It's time for me to look within and see what lights my heart up. Because whatever you find out that lights your heart up and that puts you on cloud nine, that is where you need to be going. So now, pound number 3, you're seeing that, okay, I need to look within. I need to see what brings me joy, and I need to put my time and energy into that. All right. And once you do that with the Ace of Wands, you will receive all the creative downloads that you need in order to just have the next step, you know, because Spirit will not give you something that'll be too much for you. Spirit will give you the download every step at a time, you know, like the things that you will be able to handle. Spirit will never give you things that you won't be able to handle. And once you actively start putting energy and time into your creative endeavors, what brings you joy, Spirit will give you the next green light, and then the next green light, and then the next green light, and it will be like that. So once you tap into what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, what brings you inner peace, you will be able to hear Spirit clearly and see what it is you need to be doing next with the Ace of Wands. And then once you start receiving those downloads and those insights, I'm sure Spirit will tell you it's time for you to move, or whether that is physically, so you can be in a space where you're able to sit with yourself and able to just channel all your creative passions and just all your creativity. Once you're able to channel your creativity, you'll figure out where it is I need to be aligning with, who it is I need to be aligning in my circle. Because this move with the Seven of Swords is like, it can be a move physically, you know, moving into environments that channel your creativity, you know, or even a mindset. Because sometimes like the mindset from before was, you know, confusion, you were lost, you know, you had low self-worth, but like changing your mindset, moving towards a mindset that actually feeds your soul and feeds your evolution. Like, I can do this. I have all the resources I need. Then that's when you're able to actively pursue things that follow your heart and that is calling your soul, you know? Literally look at the birds, following your intuition, looking at the signs that surround you, And it will be a magical experience because the places that you will be, it will be at the right place at the right time all the time. That is literally spirit telling you that you are on the right path, that you are where you're supposed to be. So it's up to you to follow your intuition, follow your heart, follow what your soul is calling you towards. Once you do that, pile number 3, the Knight of Wands. You will be in the Knight of Wands energy, literally beating at the beat of your own drum. Moving at the beat of your own drum. I think that's how you say it. Look at the line at the back. I was just telling you guys when I first started the reading, like, you guys might have fire in your chart heavy, you know. The line in the back, all this fire, all this passion, especially if you guys move with passion, you know. Like, I know I move with passion, like what feeds my soul, what I love to do. So you need to tap more into that, pile number 3. That's what Spirit is telling you to do. Because once you do that, you will always be in a space where you know who you are and you're doing what you love and you're surrounded by love, unconditional love at that. All right, but that is all I have for you guys, pile number 3. If this message resonates, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And also share it to anybody you feel may need to hear this message right now. I'll see you guys next time. Y'all stay flowing, glowing, and growing. Bye.